It is Tuesday, October 2nd. This is Jaguars Happy Hour. And now, a guy who's almost as famous as a Josh Scobee t-shirt, J.P. Shadrick.
Almost. Not quite.
Almost. We'll get there.
A lot to be desired here. Welcome in, Jaguars Happy Hour on this Tuesday. J.P. Shadrick, former kicker Josh Scobee, and plenty to get to today. We'll get to the Jets recap and a preview of the Kansas City Chiefs. Josh Lambo, Jaguars kicker, will join us in studio, and we'll get to Social Scobee. We'll hear from John Ozier as well, Jaguars.com senior writer. So, a busy program today. Glad you're with us. What's up, Scobes?
It's a fun week.
Yeah, right?
It's always more fun to come on and talk football and talk shop whenever you're coming off a win. I mean, it's just everything tastes better. The drinks are better. The food is better. The conversation is a whole lot better. The show is better. Questions will be better today. So
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
All of the above is better. Now, what do things taste like when you lose?
It pretty much all tastes like crap, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
When you're a player, they taste even worse when you lose, especially if you have a bad game. Because, the NFL is all about being a team, a team sport, and you win as a team, you lose as a team. But when the team loses and you have a bad game, everything tastes a whole lot worse. So this week, as a spectator now, it's a fun week to be a Jaguar fan.
All right, each week we take a look at the shirt you're wearing today, DTWD Originals, and look at this one.
This is a good one. This is one of my favorites. Walking through the building here, it's been kind of fun. I've gotten some looks from people. They're a little bit intimidated by it because, look at this face.
Yeah, right.
That's actually his happy face.
Has Tom actually seen this yet?
If he did, I would be afraid to see his actual face. But it's a really good-looking shirt. It says The Godfather. It's Duval Till We Die Originals. Another fantastic shirt that they made, and very comfortable. The one thing that I haven't said about these shirts that I need to is that it's not a cheap cotton that they actually make these shirts in. These are really good quality cotton, and for people that know what I'm talking about, it fits really well. I'm 6'1", 210 pounds. This is how an XL shirt should fit. It fits very nice. You get the cheap cotton. It shrinks whenever you wash it.
That's right. Yeah.
It goes from an XL to a medium in 2 seconds. So good job, guys. Thank you.
But you like that kind of, you like to show off sometimes, so you get the medium going. And
I like
good for you.
Show off the look at that golf tan. Oh my gosh!
Wow.
Need to work on that one.
We'll have to hear about your golf game today a little bit later when Josh Lambo jumps into this one. So the scene at TIAA Bank Field on Sunday, another hot day, another team coming into town, the final game of a 3-game homestand. It all goes well. I mean, you can't really dominate a game much more than they did from the outset. They didn't punch in the touchdowns early, but at that point it really didn't matter because the Jags had control all day long.
Yeah, the time of possession at one point was blowing my mind because it seemed to be like 2-1, 3-1, and then you can see the total yardage right there. It was just complete domination from the Jags from the get-go. The only thing that I really didn't like about it was the late turnovers and just giving the Jets a little bit more opportunity to score points and get back in the game. But
against
overall,
a better team, that can really cost you.
It can, and that's the type of thing that you don't want to see happen against a team that if you give them the opportunity, they're going to score touchdowns with it.
Yeah, the offense, you start with Blake Bortles, and a fantastic day from the entire group. The wide receivers played well. The running back situation's kind of up in the air right now, but let's start with the positive. The wide receivers making catches this week and taking some to the house, and Blake Bortles making fantastic throws. All that combined for a fantastic offensive day. Fun to watch, really.
It really was a fun game to watch. The offense was clicking early. Blake didn't miss a pass for, it seemed like, the entire first half. And I remember at one point as a fan kind of thinking that I wish he would just play a little more conservative just to get that completion percentage up. But Blake did a really nice job of spreading the ball around, dumping it off when he needed to, making the occasional long distance throw whenever he needed to, and his wide receivers making plays for him in the long run.
Yeah, that was the thing he mentioned too. Just take the short stuff while they had it, and you know what? They're going to creep up at some point, and then you go over the top, Moncrief to the house, long one.
That was a fun play to watch. It was good to see Moncrief get that long touchdown. I think he needed that play to kind of get him going for the season because he really hasn't had too much to feel great about. So that was a fun play to watch. And overall, I think the offense seemed to control the ball, not do anything besides turn the ball over that really put the game in jeopardy. But it was a fun game to watch.
Leonard Fournette left the game with hamstring tightness, but T.J. Yeldon picked up the slack. He had 100 total yards running and receiving, a touchdown on each side as well. And I don't know how much more you can ask of Yeldon a couple of weeks in a row to be fighting through the ankle issue and to perform like he did. That's a huge part of this offense. Even though the running day overall wasn't great, you know what? He gutted it out for another week.
Yeah, that's the type of player that he is. He's got to know that even though he's not the true starter, he has to know that he's got to be ready to come in and catch the ball out of the backfield, take the carries on first down whenever he needs to, because obviously we see that Leonard's been struggling with this hamstring issue, and apparently he's going to be doing it for, or dealing with it for another few weeks, and who knows how long that might take. So, kudos to TJ for coming in, having a good game. Like you said, 100 total yards, and that nice 31-yard touchdown there to kind of seal the deal.
Jaguars defense smothering. They scored points on defense the other day. It's always, as Calais Campbell said, a good day at the office when you get some points. They got the safety with Calais Campbell. Marcel Darius was a big part of that play as well. And the Jets couldn't run the football. I think they had 34 yards rushing. I mean, that when you do that to a team, you're probably going to win the football game.
Yeah, you're never going to be behind too many games whenever you give up that amount of yardage, let alone on the ground. And compared to last year when they played the Jets in New York, that's quite the difference. Yeah. I think last year they ran for over 200 yards, and you could tell the defense played with a little bit more of an energy this week. And they were flying around, they were making plays. D linemen were getting after it pretty good. And it was really a game that kind of felt like a preseason game because it was like watching the ones versus the twos of another team. And that's kind of the way that it should have been. I mean, you go against a rookie quarterback in Sam Darnold, you want to make him look like a rookie quarterback. And they eliminated him from the game and basically eliminated their entire offense.
They really did from start to finish. There really wasn't they had the short field touchdown after the turnover, the fumble, and all that. But even then, it wasn't like okay, let's just give them the 7. I mean, here comes the defense, and that's their mentality. They want to come out no matter where it is on the field. If the offense gives it up, okay, we're going to defend the grass that's left in this field, whether it's 70 yards or 5 yards. And they didn't get it done. They scored a touchdown against them, but that's what they're the best scoring defense in football right now.
That's a good problem to have. And it seems like this defense gets angry whenever people score points against them. And it's a really fun thing to see. I mean, you can look at those numbers right there. They're first in total yardage in the NFL. They're 10th against the run, first against the pass. And whenever you're first against the pass, that's a great thing. And most of the time when you're playing with a lead, you're forcing the opponents to throw the ball a lot, which increases the amount of sacks you get. But also at the same time, you're giving up a lot of junk yardage against your passing defense. But right there, we're first against the pass. That's a really good stat to have.
Yeah, in a pass-happy league, all of a sudden, you're number
absolutely.
1. We're number 1, as they say. This week, quite a test. We'll, throughout the show today, discuss the Kansas City Chiefs. Did you watch the game last night, Monday night?
Fantastic game. Yeah, fun game to watch.
Fun team to watch in Kansas City. They can go up and down the field. It's
going to be a big challenge for the Jaguars coming on Sunday. Number 1 offense in the league in terms of points scored going against the number 1 defense in the league. That doesn't happen that often, especially this early in the year. It's going to be fun to watch. But the one thing I like about it is you're going against a young quarterback, and he's playing well. He's playing extremely optimistic, fun football right now, throwing the ball left-handed at times, has 0 interceptions at this point, 14 to 0. I mean, that's amazing. So obviously he's playing well, but at the same time, it can only take one interception or one bad thing to happen to him to kind of change that and make his psyche kind of get bumped down. And that's what I like about it and why I like the Jaguars' chances.
Interesting thought about the statistics here. He's throwing at 65% for the season. Pretty good. Blake Bortles is throwing at 64.7%. So they're right in the same completion percentage window. Of course, the touchdown interception thing's a little bit different. But, that tells you where Blake has come up a little bit, too. His, I think, career completion percentage is right around 60% entering the season. So if that continues to climb for Blake, Mahomes, second-year guy, young player in the league and having a great year and all. But if that continues to rise for Blake, good things are ahead for this offense. We can complete those passes at a higher clip. Right?
Well, think about if Blake had those same numbers that Mahomes did, then the team would easily be 4-0 right now.
Oh,
so
easy, yeah.
That just tells you how important quarterback play is in this league, and especially completion percentage. You're keeping the offense on the field. You're keeping drives going, you're completing third downs, and you're making great plays. And that's what Patrick Mahomes has done so far. He's doing the things that he needs to do to keep his offense on the field, and not only throwing the ball. I mean, he's doing it with his legs too. So it's going to be quite the challenge Sunday.
He scored on the ground early last night too.
He did
with a rushing touchdown. I think that was the first touchdown of the game for the Kansas City Chiefs last night, and they ended up winning in Denver to remain the only unbeaten team left in the AFC. They have weapons, of course. Tyreek Hill on the outside. They got Kareem Hunt.
They got Cheetah.
They got it right. When you have a nickname of Cheetah,
when that's your Twitter handle, that means you're pretty fast.
I think so. But you know who is also fast? This Jaguars defense is very fast too. This is a good-on-good matchup, as Tashawn Gibson said in the locker room.
Good on good, yes. That makes sense. And, it's going to be a great challenge for the defense. I mean, it's hard to go against Tyreek Hill because he's so fast. They're going to have to double-team him. They're going to have to play a little bit behind him and make sure that he doesn't get behind the defense, because when he does and when he gets a step on anyone, he's going to outrun them. And not only on the offensive side, he's going to be a contributor on special teams, and that's going to play a huge factor too.
That's the next question. That's exactly where I was going, Mr. Former kicker here. Special teams guru.
Sorry about that.
You should know. Would you punt it to him at all?
I wouldn't even consider punting him the ball. If I'm Joe DeCamillis, the special teams coach for the Jags right now, I'm game planning, kicking the ball out of bounds with the punter, without a doubt. He's way too dangerous to even consider giving him the ball. I'm either punting the ball out of bounds at 35 to 40 yards and letting my number one defense in the NFL go from there, or punting it as high as I can. I'm not taking a chance on it. And there are people that have taken chances on amazing punt returners in the past, and it hasn't worked out. Devin Hester is one that you can say that people tried to, take a chance on him and give him an opportunity and see what they could do against him, and it didn't work out. No. And it's the same thing with this guy.
Yeah, he's got 4 punt returns for touchdowns in his career. He also had a kickoff return his rookie year a couple of years ago. He doesn't return kickoffs anymore, but very dangerous. And 1 punt return touchdown this year as well.
Yeah, already. I mean, we only played 4 games, and he already has a punt return touchdown. So I'm not taking my chances with him if I'm Logan Cook or Joe D.
Speaking of that, though, going back to last week, special teams-wise, flipping the field, that was an improvement for the special teams group last week. Logan Cook, I think, had his best game as a pro.
Without a doubt. And we've been talking about it for the past few weeks that, Logan's net average is not that high, and he had a good game this past week, and I think he needs to keep that going. And it's a huge challenge for him this week. He's going against, in my opinion, the best punt returner in the NFL. And luckily, he's got a really good coach to help him out with that, and he's got to execute and do his job.
Plenty more coming up on this game coming up Sunday at Arrowhead Stadium. The Kansas City Chiefs and the Jacksonville Jaguars. We'll return in just a moment with Social Scobee.
It's my favorite part.
We've got some of your tweets this week.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, yes. And we've got some tweets from fans on social media. Well, that's where Twitter is. It's social media,
is it?
Right? Huh. So we'll get some questions for you.
Yeah.
And we'll answer those.
Thanks, Al Gore. Appreciate it.
Josh Lambo coming up a little bit later, and John Ogier as well. Tickets to Jags games are now mobile in 2018. Download the official Jags app to view, claim, and send your tickets before you arrive at TIAA Bank Field in a few weeks. Bring your belongings in an NFL-approved clear bag. They're available at all Dailies locations, and arrive early for the games. Get game ready for Jaguars football. Visit jaguars.com/game day. It's Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hi, I'm Tito Beverage, founder and master distiller at Tito's Handmade Vodka. I've been doing this for 20 years, but success doesn't happen in a vacuum. Thank you for helping me move this thing along. You helped me get this thing going in the early days by telling 20 of your closest friends about Tito's. They told 20 more, and it kept growing from there. We wouldn't be where we are today without your support. Thank you very much. Go to Tito'sVodka.com and pick up some Tito's gear. All proceeds benefit our charity partners. Cheers. 80 proof Tito's Handmade Vodka, distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. Tito'sVodka.com.
Duval Motor Company was founded this month 102 years ago in 1916. Throughout that time, they've proudly served the Northeast Florida community with quality products and services. Discover the Duval difference at any of their 4 locations: Cassett Avenue, Atlantic Boulevard, and Gainesville. Like you, they're proud of their community. Proud to be Duval Motor Company.
When this is the sound of a crackling campfire on a cool evening, you can sit back and relax. But when it's the sound of your counters and cabinets smoking and smoldering following a house fire that's affected your entire kitchen, you need to pick up the phone and call 1-800-SERVPRO. Only the cleanup and restoration specialists at ServPro can help make fire and water damage like it never even happened. So make the call to 1-800-SERVPRO when fire damage strikes. Franchises are independently owned and operated.
We're back, Jaguars Happy Hour. JP Shadrick, Josh Scobee on this Tuesday.
I love Tuesdays.
Tuesdays,
It was
good
my
day.
favorite day of the week as a player because it was the day off.
It's every day's a day off, right? For
Well,
you
now
yeah.
it is, yes.
I mean, every day then might have been arguably a day. Well, I mean,
That's not very nice, but
I'm just
yes.
saying. I mean,
Tuesdays was the official, day off where I actually, got to play golf and do the fun stuff, hang with the family and all that. So
yeah. See,
I love Tuesdays.
well, now Tuesdays. Well, this makes a lot of sense. You're here on Tuesdays, a special teamer, and the former players' day off. So
it worked out well.
This makes a lot of sense.
It does.
So let's move ahead here to Social Scobee this
Perfect.
week. We'll get some questions for the former Jaguars kicker and start off with question number 1. This is you. These are your tweets we're starting with today. And it was about the going for 2. Doug Marrone and the Jaguars went for 2 towards the end of the game. They didn't get it. And Manish Mehta of the New York Daily News wrote that Marrone's decision to go for 2 there was a, quote, classless move. You said to grow up. It's not classless.
I mean, come on. Seriously, whenever sports writers, I don't care how much clout you have and how much background and experience you have. Whenever you use the type of word called classless, when referring to an NFL coach, come on, there has to be a little bit more behind it.
I think there is a history here. Now, Manish
get
Mehta
it.
wrote the story that basically got Doug Marrone not hired in New York.
Yeah, so there's obviously something behind that. And this guy, last year whenever Jaguars played at the Jets, he wrote a couple things that I didn't like. So I'm going to reply to that and say that obviously it's a bit of a Bush League comment and a Bush League reply.
Did he respond to your reply?
He didn't, and that says a lot to me because he probably saw my blue check mark come across his phone and say, "Oh wow, okay. Well, he's probably right."
Oh,
So
it's Josh
I
Scobee.
shouldn't have posted that.
I should back down.
It's sometimes these journalists, they get a little high and mighty and think that they know a little bit more than they actually do, and they think that they can say something like that and there shouldn't be any repercussions. So it's stupid. That kind of stuff really makes me mad. Like, as a former player,
yeah, sure.
It made me mad as a player, but as a former player, I love firing back at him and saying stuff like that.
Say whatever you feel.
I love it.
Right?
Yeah, I don't have any repercussions now, so I can say whatever I want.
Speaking of that, John Osier's coming up in a couple of segments, Jaguars.com senior writer. Number 2, your tweet this week, Jimbo Fisher, the head coach at Texas A&M, grabbed a player by the face mask on the field during the Arkansas game the other night. And Tim Hoffman on Twitter said, I have no problem with a coach pulling on the face mask. A player should never touch the coach. And here's Maurice Jones-Drew. You must not have kids because if Jimbo touched my child like that, we would have to talk. And you retweeted that and followed up in that manner as well. What do you think of the whole Jimbo situation here? That was interesting.
Honestly, we should give props to the player for not even responding to that whatsoever, even firing back at him, pushing him, or doing anything. He was more respectful than Jimbo was. And that's an adult that has way too much authority, presenting himself as someone that's bigger than the player. And that's what I don't like, the intimidation factor.
Well, the other part of it, maybe, devil's advocate here, maybe he's trying to get his attention. Maybe he wasn't paying attention.
That's the wrong way to get
wrong.
attention. I mean, you don't get respect from a player or anyone else watching that situation by doing that. There's a lot, or way too many things that you can do that would get a player's attention, and that's not one of them. You don't grab someone by the face mask. You can grab them by the shoulder pads. That's fine. Don't push anyone. Don't hit anyone. That was just the wrong way to do it. And sometimes coaches act out in frustration over many, many things, and that was just the wrong way to do it.
Has the reaction like that changed over the years? Because that's always happened. Back in the old days, obviously, grab a face mask, get attention of your guy, and you move on, and he adjusts and everything. That was a move. You saw that all the time.
You used to see that a lot.
When did it become a bad thing?
Well, whenever video cameras started showing up more and more on sidelines, and there's more than just a video camera shooting the field. When someone's watching the sideline, when someone's on each coach or a certain player, and that's a good thing. I mean, we're bringing that type of things to the light and exposing that type of bad behavior, and that's all it was. It was bad behavior.
All right, let's move on to number 3. Casey Ayers on Twitter said that Lambo will eventually surpass Scobee. I'm not really sure in what, but
height.
I think
he just means height. Like he's going to grow taller than me one day.
There's a spurt coming for Josh, and maybe he'll. There was a covered mouth emoji. I love it. You say, but you'll always have a special place in Stephanie's heart there at the bottom. So there's that little exchange there. But you love the fact that he might pass your consecutive field goal record this week.
Yeah,
it's at 19 for him now. The record is you and Hollis each with 20 consecutive field goals made.
Yeah, I'm a Jaguar fan, number one, and I want the team to succeed, and I don't ever want to see him miss a field goal. So I would never root for him to miss a field goal. I don't care what record I have. That's one that should be broken. I mean, 20 made field goals in a row, yeah, it's a great thing, but he should be making more than that. And right now he's on a pace it's fun to watch, and he's kicking really well. He's kicking them right down the middle, which is even more fun to watch. There's no-brainers whenever he's making field goals. So, like I said, I'm a Jaguar fan, and I'm going to root for anyone to break my record. So have at it.
Break them.
Yeah.
Break them all.
Who cares? They're records. I'm not going to go to my funeral one day and, the eulogy says, one day Josh Scobee made 20 field goals in a row. No, who cares? Break the record. Have fun with it. I want to see him make 50 in a row. Break the all-time record. I think that's somewhere around 45. Go ahead and do it.
Just for that, if I eulogize you, I'm going to put that in there just to mess with you.
Yeah, make sure somehow I'm going to figure out you will not be my.
I think there are better options. I'm just saying.
You're a bad googly. That's all.
Let's move on to number 4 and talk a little golf here. Brent Martineau, we might have heard of him.
Oy.
Has there ever been a hole halved with triple bogey score at the Ryder Cup? It just happened, and you responded with 12 shots combined from 135 yards. What in the world happened to the USA and France?
It was not not very good for the U.S., that's for sure. But that hole that I'm referring to right there is the second hole, and they had moved the tee way up to 135 yards. It was essentially like hitting at number 17 at Sawgrass. And they were playing alternate shot, and each team halved the hole with a triple bogey 6, and I think that might have been the first time that's ever happened. I tweeted this and without realizing that or how well Bubba Watson and Webb Simpson were actually going to play that day. They were one of the few groups that actually won a point for the U.S. team that day. So I wish I could delete that one and just say, good job, guys. You actually played well for the U.S.
It's you're obviously a huge golf guy, so how frustrated are you right now?
It was hard to wake up and watch those matches anyway, but waking up and seeing them playing poorly and eventually just getting destroyed by the European team, that wasn't fun. So they have our number right now in Europe, and 2 years is a long time to wait to go back and play another Ryder Cup.
It's in Wisconsin next time, right?
Whistling Straits, Kohler, Wisconsin.
Okay, that's 2 years away.
No, it's a long time to wait, and it's a fun event to watch, especially if your team wins. But it was not a fun one to watch this year for a U.S. fan.
So let's move on, shall we?
Please.
To some fan questions now on Twitter today submitted. This is at Sudsville Jacks. Is our defense so good as a whole that it's hard for individuals to put up league-leading numbers? Hashtag winning too hard. By the way, BB5 is on fire. And shout out to the offense, too. That's an interesting concept, right?
There's a lot going on with that one.
Let's start with the defense. Is it hard for those individual guys to put up big-time numbers when the whole unit is playing good?
No, I think numbers are most of the time they have to do with the score of the game. So last year we were ahead in a lot of those games early, so we were able to rush the passer a lot. So we got a lot of sacks early on, 10 in the first game, a lot through the first 4 or 5 games of the year. So this year it's been a little bit different. The sack numbers aren't as high, the interceptions aren't there, the turnovers aren't as high, but that's just a thing. You are able to get big individual numbers and still have a number one defense in the league. It just depends on the team. I think this year the team is playing, or the defense is playing really well, so it's hard to say that one individual player is, a standout right now, but wins are wins. So 3-1 is 3-1.
It'd be nice if they could catch an interception, though, that counted. That'd be nice. I mean,
that would be.
That's going to burn them all week, I know.
And I think Jalen said it right the other day is once they get that first one, they'll probably start coming. After a while, it starts to become a thing. And you're not catching the ball. You're not getting a turnover. And once that first one happens, it'll be floodgates from there, I think.
Next fan question today from at Craig Noggs. How sad are you? Lambo might steal your record.
Sad.
And are you giving him a gift if it happens?
I think, I already responded to him.
Oh, did you? Yeah,
I did.
Well, do it again.
I said, obviously not sad. He's kicking really well. But I responded to him and told him that I would buy Lambo or when he breaks this record, I'd buy him a free lunch in the team room. So,
that's nice of you.
I mean, I'm a generous guy.
That's really nice. Wow.
But first, I have to get invited to the team room to eat that lunch.
But speaking of that, where's your security sticker right now? They didn't put that on you today?
Well, they actually let me in now. That's nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. A few weeks in.
Well, I'm trying to get my security code back activated, but apparently you have to be on the roster for that. Do you have one of those?
I think I'm still on the roster, the front office
You actually
roster.
have a code so you
come
in?
Yeah.
I used to have one. I've tried it, but it doesn't work anymore.
That's a problem. That's what happens when you retire from the NFL.
Well, I figured I would get a, what do they call it, a posthumous code?
You're not dead.
I know, but post-career-mus code. I don't know. That would have been nice.
Yes, Joe. Fortunato.
Hang on a second.
Oh, dear.
Josh, if he breaks your record, shouldn't he be buying you lunch? It's
No.
like, here, you broke my record. Here, let me buy you lunch.
Oh, no. He definitely, he'll get something from me. It'll be like a pat on the back or a high five. I should buy him something without a doubt. So
You're a nice man, Scobee.
why would he buy me anything?
Because now he has the record.
And he's currently getting paid, too.
Mike Hollis never bought me anything. I never bought him anything. So
Well,
that's fine.
Last couple of questions here, and then we'll move along to John Ozier, who has just walked in here. InJar2 on Twitter.
Where do they come up with these names?
I don't know, man.
I mean,
well, his name's Nicholas Jarrell, so he probably shortened it up. There's probably another person on there that's InJar already, so he had to go 2 on it. Because Twitter probably wouldn't let him do twice. You know? Either way, if you didn't wear number 10, which other number would you have picked and why?
I responded to him earlier, too. I said 00. Because why not?
Interesting.
Yeah. It's not allowed. It's obviously you can't wear numbered 0 or 00 in the NFL. There are rules and regulations when it comes to what player and what position has to wear a certain number. Kickers have to be 1 through 19. No zeros.
So 0 is just not allowed.
Yeah.
Like basketball, it is.
Yeah, I guess.
But this isn't basketball.
No. But 00 would be fun. It'd be like roulette, you know. Every now and again, that hits and everybody loses.
They're both in the green, too.
Yeah.
Remember that.
It's the worst.
That's right.
It's the worst.
One final social fan question today from @KenJohnBurner. Do you think coaches can hang a kicker out to dry, or are you always up for the challenge? I'm specifically thinking about Gruden sending a newly signed rookie kicker out for a 50-yarder from the dirt for the win.
Coaches can definitely hang a kicker out to dry. There are times when I kind of felt like I was hung out to dry and just random situations, but it doesn't happen that often. The kicker that went out on the dirt for that 50-yard attempt, you're still expected to make that kick. I don't know what the wind situation was or anything, but I mean it's a tough kick. You still got to get out there and give it a try. Yeah. But there are times when head coaches, they kind of like to, surprise the kicker and say, all right, go ahead and get out there, and you're still over by the net, or it's just some random thing that might happen every now and again. But that's a pretty good question.
Has there ever been a moment, final thought here, I'm following up on this. So you say maybe before the game, hey, I feel good, coach, from 50 to 52
and that's
today.
A discussion that happens.
And then all of a sudden you're 55 away. Hey, Josh, come on out. It's like, wait a minute, I didn't say I'm comfortable here.
That's a good question. That's happened before. You always determine a range in pregame, and that can change throughout the game with weather conditions and field position and whatnot. But yes, that can happen, and it's happened to me before. And it's not a fun situation whenever you're expecting the punter to run out there and all of a sudden someone yells field goal. So you just have to deal with it and try to run out there and do the best you can.
Thanks for all the questions on Social Scobee today. We'll return with another social butterfly. John Ozier, Jaguars.com senior writer, joins us. This is Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hi, I'm Tito Beveridge, founder and master distiller at Tito's Handmade Vodka. In 1997, we became the first micro distillery in the state of Texas, and we're still making the same smooth stuff after all these years. We're still cooking in a pot still, working with our dogs by our sides, having fun and tasting batches, and I'm still wearing the same hat, even after all these years. Head over to Tito'sVodka.com to learn more about what else we're doing the same. Cheers. 80 proof Tito's Handmade Vodka, distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. Tito'sVodka.com.
At ViStar, we believe in better convenience, so members can bank any way they want, whether it's at a branch, on a mobile device, or at one of more than 20,000 fee-free ATMs across North America. We believe that people have better things to do with their time. If you believe that convenience is better, join ViStar. We never forget that it's your money. All loans subject to approval, insured by NCUA.
Who's the Jaguars MVP? At Mellow Mushroom, it all depends on their favorite ingredients. Each month of the 2018 season, Mellow Mushroom will highlight a Jaguars player's most valuable pizza and raise money for a charity of their choice. This September, try the Funky Q and support Blake Bortles and the Blake Bortles Foundation and its work with first responders and individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Visit mellowmushroom.com and find a restaurant location near you.
We're back, Jaguars Happy Hour. JP Shadrick, Josh Scobee, former Jags kicker, current Jaguars senior writer John Ozier is with
I
us.
missed the long snapper graphic. Do we already run that out? Or
well,
that?
yeah, we got kind of. You know what? Let's go to it right now since you're here.
My Tuesday is not a Tuesday.
Why not?
Without talking about the long
Let's
snapper?
get to the specialist watch for the Kansas City Chiefs this week and start off with kicker Harrison Butker. Second year out of Georgia Tech. He's a smart guy. An engineer, probably, of
Parents
sorts.
weren't smart. They named him Harrison, and his last name's Butker.
They can't spell Butler.
Yeah.
4-4 this year, a long of 46, his career long 53. He's the kicker in Kansas City. Dustin Colquitt's been around forever.
Oh, yeah. Good
From
buddy of mine.
Tennessee, you know him well?
Yeah, he's, if there was a Hall of Fame for punters, he should be in it one day. He's been playing a long time and doing a fantastic job his whole career.
Now, they have
There's
a family
Hall of Fame for punters.
There's a separate Hall of Fame for punters.
They come from the kicking Colquitt family. There's
Correct.
a few Colquitts, right?
Yeah, their father, I believe, or uncle kicked in the NFL, and also his brother kicks for the Cleveland Browns.
And they're cousins of the Singing Von Traps.
Oh, really? Little known fact.
Little known fact.
Now we know. That's a deep track. We'll save that for tomorrow. And then James Winchester, John's favorite, is the long snapper. He went to Oklahoma. He's a Sooner. So there you have it. The specialists are in just for John Ozier.
He gets dizzy when he bends over. That's, just if y'all didn't know that, he does. So I heard that.
That's the word on the specialist street?
Mm-hmm. That's his scouting report. When he bends over, he gets a little dizzy. So.
That's a problem
for
him. Yeah, that's good for the rush team.
I don't know
that doesn't seem like a
making things up.
A non-starter.
John,
fake news.
The inbox is weird this week for you, it seems like. Just reading this morning, the Ozone, I mean, the Jags won this week, right?
Yeah, it's weird. Quick aside, you guys were talking about 00. Used to be able to do it in the NFL. Jim Otto played for the Raiders. Yeah. He was a center. He came over from the old AFL. One of the last people grandfathered in with that was Kenny Burrow, wore 00 from Jacksonville. Wide receiver for the Oilers.
Wow. Look at Osher bringing that heat.
Yeah, I was about to say
our
that's
astute Jacksonville old-timers, many of whom I covered when I was in high school sports, would not like it if I didn't mention Kenny Burrow. Big-time player in the 70s from the north side here.
Osher bringing the heat without any...
Google that, or you actually knew that?
It, Josh. I've been doing this
That's
a while.
pretty impressive.
He's a senior writer, okay? Senior writer. The Jags won, right, John?
They won, and you wouldn't know it from the
That's not the feel.
It's quite a scene when you get negative, except for our current kicker, of course, but when you get negative emails about a victory where you were 503 to 178, where you
what were the negative
comments?
They had
I'll forward you some emails. No,
bad food or what?
No, there were complaints. There was a quote unquote sloppy win, which last I checked didn't really exist in the NFL.
I'd love to have
this
some more
franchise.
wins
Josh has had about 15 great seasons in a row, so the fan base is a little bit spoiled. Complaints over the 3 batted passes, complaints over the turnovers, complaints over the penalties. I get that the coaching staff, the players should be concerned about some of the details that have to be worked out. You don't want the taunting penalty that hurt the field position in the first half. There's things you don't want.
Red zone penalty, stuff like that.
Big picture, when you beat a team, and essentially the game felt over 5, 6, 7 minutes into it to me. I mean, it's not, obviously. There were some dicey moments, but it felt like you had control of that game from about the 5-minute mark on. You play 16 of those, you're only going to get a couple that you feel like that if you're lucky, or if you're really, really good. So to me, that game on Sunday, far from raising concerns, showed the level of dominance this team can attain when things are going right, the level of talent on both sides of the ball. It's not always going to go like that, but to be able to do that, to be able to outgain a team by 325, you're not a bad team if you're doing that.
Yeah, that's for sure. And they look strong on this past Sunday, and a big ball game coming up this week. The Kansas City Chiefs are the last unbeaten team in the AFC. They won again last night. What about this Mahomes phenomena, John?
He's good. I mean, he's but you can be good in the NFL and a quarterback, and you can look like you were setting the world on fire, and you can be setting the world on fire, but it doesn't mean you're unbeatable. The Jaguars' defense, the way this franchise has been built starting a couple off seasons ago, has been built to win games like this. If the Jaguars go into this game and feel like they're overmatched, feel like they can't match up against a great offense like this, then there's something wrong with the way they've built. I don't believe there's anything wrong with the way they've been built, but this is a game against a team with an elite offense and a struggling defense that your great elite defensive teams are designed to win this game and to win it on the road because defense is supposed to travel. So I think the Jaguars win this game.
Arrowhead, a tough place to play.
There's things that have to happen.
It's a very tough place to play. It's extremely loud, passionate fans. Obviously, their fan base and the team has been around a long time. Even when they weren't that great, I played there a couple times, and they were not that great. The fans, they come there to be loud, and it's the type of stadium that's built to be loud. It's kind of like an amphitheater. Everything just kind of gets muffled in there, and it's going to be a fun atmosphere. Obviously, I think it'll be the biggest 1 o'clock game of the week because
no question.
It's a 4-0 team playing a 3-1 team, best offense versus the best defense, and
it's star power versus star power. I mean, this is a game where you've got 3, 4, 5 guys on Kansas City who might be all pro offensive players. You have the same thing on Jacksonville's side of the ball. And Josh, to me, the thing I'm looking forward to is the absolute frenetic speed that this game's going to have early. Doug Marrone likes to talk about how much faster home openers are and season openers because the players are playing with such energy and enthusiasm. I can't imagine how up Telvin Smith, Miles Jack, and Ikem Ngakwe, the guys who really define this speed on this side of the ball, playing against that speed on that offense. You talk about hair on fire.
Love it. It's going to be a fun game to watch. And like you said, so much speed. Tyreek Hill, I mean, probably the fastest player in the NFL going against probably the fastest defense in the NFL. So it's going to be a great matchup and great challenge for both teams, actually.
And again, like I said, a Jaguars defense with the way they were built for games like this. So it's the ultimate test for these guys.
Absolutely.
Speaking of guys who'll be up for the game, Josh Lambo is going to be up for the game as well.
For a lot of games.
He's coming up with us next.
Hopefully up for a lot of extra points, too.
I like that, yeah. John, thanks a lot, man.
Absolutely.
John
anytime.
Ozier, Jaguars.com senior, and we do mean senior writer.
Very senior every day,
each and every Tuesday. Josh Lambo, when we come back, final moments of Jaguars Happy Hour after this on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Hi, I'm Tito Beveridge, founder and master distiller at Tito's Handmade Vodka. In 1997, we became the first micro distillery in the state of Texas, and we're still making the same smooth stuff after all these years. We're still cooking in a pot still, working with our dogs by our sides, having fun and tasting batches, and I'm still wearing the same hat, even after all these years. Head over to Tito'sVodka.com to learn more about what else we're doing the same. Cheers. 80 proof Tito's Handmade Vodka, distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. Tito'sVodka.com.
Jags fans, experience TIAA Bank Field like never before. Visit Jaguars.com/tours and book a guided behind-the-scenes tour presented by Fuel Up to Play 60. Hear stories of great plays by Jaguars legends. Get up close and personal with the famous video boards. And see why the Travel Channel named TIAA Bank Field as one of the 15 bucket list destinations for any football fan. Discounts available for children, first responders, and military. Visit Jaguars.com/tours for tickets and details. See you at the bank.
At ViStar, we believe in better, especially in helping build a better financial future for our members. So we've reviewed our offerings from the ground up. We've lowered or eliminated over half our fees and enhanced our already competitive rates, saving members more than $1 million this year, in addition to the millions we save them every year. If you believe that saving money is better, join ViStar. We never forget that it's your money. All loans subject to approval, insured by NCUA.
Lost the yard, back to the 34, 2nd and 11. Now a shotgun. Bunch left, one receiver right. Yeldon the running down.
Jaguars Happy Hour continues. JP Shadrick, Josh Scobee. We're trying to get a field goal in. And Joe Fortunato. We'll work on that another time. Josh Lambo's in studio. A couple of Joshes, a couple of kickers.
Well, I would like to clarify. This is Josh. I'm forever the other Josh.
We found that out this morning, actually.
Oh, really? Yeah, take us through this morning.
Yeah, we
How
went
that
and
worked
played
out.
a little golf this morning, and unfortunately got rained out.
Yeah,
and
that's a bummer.
talking to one of the cart girls, beverage attendants this morning. We were walking out of there, and she just happened to say to both of us, hey, congrats on the win. And we both turn around at the same time and say, thank you.
Thanks. Yeah,
and
awesome.
then we're looking at each other going, wait, who's she talking to? Because I honestly thought for a split second that she was talking to him about the win Sunday, but I had just won a golf tournament there last weekend. And so we asked her what she meant, and she was actually talking to me about the golf tournament.
Forever the other Josh.
So he's apparently forever the other Josh. But I had to tell her who this Josh was, and she felt really bad, and she was embarrassed.
Well, you won't have to tell her for long because things are going very well with this season and the last couple of years for you here, Josh. Since you've been here, I think you've had one miss, at least so far. I mean, this is when you get out there now, there's just a confidence in that things are going to go well. And I think that's not just with you, but everybody that sees you line up, he's going to make this, right? Is that a kicker's mentality too?
Yeah. I'm never worried about like getting on a roll or getting on a streak or anything. I know there's been some talk about that, but I try to go out for every single kick and just kick whatever's before me. I can't worry about going 4 for 4 in a game where I might only have 2 field goals because you can't ever think of that way because it might not happen. So I just always try to go 1 for 1 on every kick, and I know that I have the capability of making one kick at a time. And so as long as I do that, with the combination of just the culture of this team having confidence, it's a pretty good recipe for success, I think.
Sure. What's your biggest kick you've made in your career, Lambo? Just if you had to think of the biggest moment. Yeah, the most important kick you made.
would say, it wasn't super fruitful, but I think the 54-yard of the AFC Championship game. I'm not the biggest fan of kicking in the middle of the field.
Not too many kickers are, actually. Yeah, we like the hashes.
It's easier for us to have a visual, for the holder to have a visual. Like, hey, back corner, this is where the ball needs to go. If you're in the middle of the field, there's not a whole lot you can do. And that was just a lot of confidence and trust in the coaching staff that they gave me with that kick. And so being able to come through meant a lot for me. It meant a lot for the team. Unfortunately, again, we still ended up losing that game. But that was maybe a moment where I'm like, yeah, this isn't a fluke. Like, I should be in this league.
Yeah, it was. I was there at the game in the stands, pretty far away from that on the opposite end. But yeah, it's fun to see your confidence and see your routine and how you go through it, and you do everything the same way. And you can tell that you're confident when you're taking your steps back and when you're getting ready to kick. And even sitting in the stands, I can hear the feeling around me and what people are saying before you're going to kick. And everyone has that confidence in you. And that's a great thing to have. And it's something that it can actually motivate you to be better and to have more confidence in yourself as a kicker.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, without a doubt. Something that my college coach, Kevin Sumlin, said. He said, nervousness is for the unprepared. So when you're speaking about going out there with confidence, if I do Monday through Saturday the right way, and I do my process, and I do the things that I feel like I'm supposed to do to put myself in the best position to make a kick, then Sunday should be easy. And I shouldn't ever be going out there and be like, oh God, I don't know what's going to happen. It still happens sometimes, but I try to put myself in a good position to just go out there with nothing but confidence.
How does the kickoff rule change things this year? I mean, you just boom it out of the end zone most times, but I think you've only had 6 returns at all this year, something like that. I don't know if you're a big stats guy or not, but 21 kickoffs, 15 touchbacks, and 6 returns this year.
Yeah, I just do what I'm told. So.
I just work here, as Blake said the other night, right?
Yeah, I just work here.
Yeah.
It affects a lot. It affects the timing of everything. I mean, guys get an extra 4 yards of buildup could mean an extra half a second to even a full second of hang time. So last year a 4-2 hang time with this year's rule, the same kick might really properly only be like a 3-7, which isn't a very good kick. And then that's that many more yards that our guys aren't covered down to where they have more room to, advance the ball. it's I don't know. It's like they're trying to make it punt or something. So
yeah, they're trying to make it harder on the kickers. Basically, It's essentially what they're doing.
It's not the first time they've done that with the extra point rule moving back.
Yeah, why did you piss everyone off, man?
I'm just glad I retired when I did because it's just getting harder and harder for the kickers. But yeah, it seems like you're, even kickoffs, you're kicking the ball really well, and it seems like the kickoffs have been kind of effortless too. And that's something that it just comes with every made kick, every kick that you hit well gives you more confidence, and it doesn't matter if it's a field goal, an extra point, or a kickoff. You feel better going into the next one. At
absolutely.
least that's the way it was for me.
Yeah, stuff definitely builds and accumulates for sure.
Yeah.
What is the hat you're wearing?
I think this is one of the 2.0 specials.
Oh, yeah, it is. That's the Jalen Ramsey 2.0 new era going to his charity.
I'm not putting it on.
Josh, you got a bucket hat variety here.
I can't do it.
Come on.
I'm having a good hair. This will
See,
just
look
mess
at
up
that.
my hair. Look at this. I can't do it.
That looks great.
Wow.
It really does. So I think they'll be available soon.
Boca Raton on holiday.
Del Boca Vista. Visiting the grandparents.
You are retired.
Oh, that's a good point. But I'm not in a retirement community just yet.
Not
just
yet.
Close enough. Close enough.
Yet. That's a good look, though. He's got a few different styles.
He can pull this off. Yeah, he's got the style to pull this stuff off. I can't pull that hat off. I'm too old.
Well, maybe you just need to grow a mustache.
Yeah, well, if I could grow one, I would. This is all I can do. This is like a week and a half.
Double Josh, double mustache.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
That sounds like a good show. Double Josh, double mustache.
We might have a new Tuesday theme.
Sounds like a really bad show.
Never know. Speaking of shows, you're down for the concert tonight, right, Josh?
Yeah. Need to Breeze a headliner. My wife Meg and I are really good friends with Johnny Swim, who's one of the bands that are opening up for him. Abner Ramirez is actually from Jacksonville. So I actually have a little Johnny Swim pin in my
look
hat.
at that. Yeah.
So repping the home team and one of my favorite bands, and yeah, it's gonna be a good night. We're excited to go hang out. I think we're gonna go mess around the indoor a little bit and then listen to some good music.
You get some practice in. You stretch out, get a few kicks in.
Tuesday is very sacred, as you know. I don't want to touch a football on Tuesday. So.
Don't be that kicker that goes in on your off day and kicks and because Wednesday is a big work day.
Yeah, Wednesday's a big work day for me.
Well,
so,
relatively speaking,
all of the times that I take 2 steps and swing, it's a really big day.
Yeah,
sure.
JP likes to, downplay the role of a kicker.
When did I do that? When did I do such a thing?
Literally every single show that we do. So
that's not right.
I mean, who cares about the leading point scorer for the team? I mean, their job isn't important at all, right?
Yeah.
Pathetic. Oh, yeah, that's an excellent point, Josh. You win. Touche. So this week ahead, I mean, big game, obviously, Kansas City. Every week's a big game, I get it. But big hype matchup, man. 4-0 Kansas City, 3-1 Jags. Battle of 2 good teams going out to Arrowhead. How you looking for this week to go?
I mean, the best part about my job is the opponent really doesn't matter. It's a stupid yellow U in the sky. That's my opponent every week, so that doesn't change. But, I mean, it's always exciting playing there. I've played there a couple times being in that division prior to being here, and it's an awesome atmosphere. It gets so dang loud.
But it's fun. It gives you more adrenaline, and you get pumped up, and it's a fun place to kick.
Yeah, if you get to go there and make a big kick, I mean, you can talk just as much trash back. So. Because those fans are fairly relentless from what I can remember.
Yeah.
But bring it on.
You make a kick like that, you shut them up pretty quick too, and it gets kind of quiet.
That's the fun part about making a kick on the road is it goes from very loud to very quiet, just like that, and you get to go back to the sideline, and all the people that have been talking trash to you just kind of give them that look like.
Yeah, that actually happened in the Pittsburgh game in the playoffs last year. Everyone, wide right, Lambeau, wide right. And I go out and I bang home that 45-yarder to pretty much seal their fate. Mm-hmm. And I get back to, I'm kind of freaking out. I think I yelled like, I own this stadium, which is probably not really accurate, but I felt that way. And I went back and the fans that were hollering at me were like, okay, yeah, you're pretty good. It's like, well, yeah.
Told you.
I own this stadium. Love it.
That's pretty good.
Absolutely.
That's a vague memory that I probably shouldn't have said on.
I like it though. That's good.
Well, it's out there now. So
at least one of us kicked good there. That's good. That's good for you.
Who won the golf game this morning? By the way, we'll finish with
gosh, this is actually pretty fun story. Luckily I'm a big fan, and God is like a close friend of mine. because I called on him to bring the rain this morning because we started out and I parred the first hole. He 3-putted for bogey. I bogey the next hole. He birdies. He birdies the next hole and I bogey.
He's getting hot.
He's getting hot. I eagle the next hole and he pars. He bogeys the next hole and I par. So we're kind of pretty close. And I mean, he hadn't been playing any golf. So he was surprising himself with how well he was playing.
I hadn't played since before camp, and I was using the new putter, hence the
3-putt on the first hole.
Putts.
Yeah. So
yeah, he called in some favors because he didn't want to get embarrassed.
I'm like texting God going, come on, lightning, rain, please. And luckily he came through. So we only played 5 holes, and but it was still impressive. I think even par whenever.
Yeah, I think so. Some
yeah, I mean,
even if I am 1 over after 5, that's a good
yeah,
thing.
Absolutely. So we had fun. When we get together, we just chat about football and golf and
good thing about
good time.
Not a bad Tuesday.
Yeah. Good thing about my relationship with him is like, especially when we go golfing, it's never about the golf. That's just like the avenue that we have to, continue our friendship. And he's mentoring me a lot. We've been working together in the off season, talking about mental sides of things. He's even worked with my kicking. And so I was actually talking to Megan about this earlier, just having him as an asset is such a huge blessing that guys usually don't even get ever in their career. And he's based out of the hometown where we talk frequently, and he's been just a really, really big help for me personally. And I appreciate you, man.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. It's fun to have somebody here, not only that's doing well, because I want to see the team succeed, but also with the same first name. So obviously that makes sense that I'm going to root for you.
Josh. He's in the stands going,
Like, yep, that's me. Yep.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes,
Good
I
win,
am here.
Josh.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Josh, appreciate it. Enjoy the concert with your lovely wife tonight, and
thanks
for coming on with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
On the day off. Josh Lambo and Josh Scobee and John Ozier was with us earlier. Thank you for watching today. For our entire crew, I'm JP Shadrick, and this is Jaguars Happy Hour on the Jaguars Digital Network.